Intelligence confirmed. Bin Laden is dead.
Usama bin Laden is dead.
Multiple sources. Osama bin Laden is dead.
And the day that he found out that story about the 72 virgins waiting for him on the other side was bunk. He's dead.
The world's most wanted man.
Bin Laden.
Usama bin Laden.
The leader of Al-Qaeda.
Shot in Pakistan.
Shot in the face. Dead and buried at sea.
Is dead.
Just pop, pop, pop.
The United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden. We can say to those families who have lost loved ones to Al-Qaeda's terror, justice has been done.
Navy SEAL Rob O'Neill killed Osama bin Laden, but that's not all. Here with his brand new book, comes out today. It's called The Operator, Firing the Shots That Killed Osama bin Laden. In my years as a SEAL team warrior, Rob O'Neill joins us live. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Steve. Thank you for having me.
The book is great.
I appreciate that. It was a long time coming. It's a great story about growing up a normal person in Butte, Montana, and finding yourself in Abbottabad, Pakistan.
Exactly. Let's start at the beginning. Okay. All right. So you're growing up. You're an avid hunter in junior high.
Yeah, we grew up hunting quite a bit.
One day you met a Navy SEAL.
We did. Yes, I took a Navy SEAL hunting. I wasn't quite sure what it was, but I knew it was Special Forces.
Right.
And he kind of came up like a SEAL. He had a big, heavy backpack, and he wants to go hiking.
But he wasn't as big as you thought.
No,
he
was an average-sized guy, just a positive attitude. But I took him hiking up a hill, and I normally would take breaks, hike in the dark, take breaks, but I'm like, this guy's a Navy SEAL, we had to get to the top, and I happened to be right where the elk were. They were right there with us, but boy, I remember it killed me, and he told me later it was pretty wearing on him as well.
I bet. All right, let's fast forward through your high school career, and then the reason you wound up ultimately becoming a Navy SEAL was girlfriend gone wrong.
I got dumped, and it's funny, when I got to boot camp in the Navy, a lot of our all-volunteer military are there for the same reason. Something went sideways, and they ended up, I actually tried to join the Marine Corps, and the Marine recruiter wasn't there.
Let's talk a little bit about that. So you go into the recruiter,
yes,
and they're in Butte. They're all in one office.
They're all in one place, and the Marine was out to lunch, literally.
Because you wanted to join the Marines. Why?
Yes, because I wanted to be a Marine sniper, and Marines have the best snipers in the world. And the only reason I went in to talk to the Navy guy was because two of my Marine friends said that the Marine Corps is actually part of the Department of the Navy. It's just the men's department. So I walked in there to ask him, and he's like, whoa, why do you want to, and he kind of explained, you can be a sniper in the Navy, just be a SEAL first, no big deal, kind of brushed past that. I think I was a quota to him.
Sure. You know, for him to say, yeah, just become a SEAL,
yes,
you probably thought, well, it can't be too hard.
We don't swim too much in Montana, so I could keep myself alive, but I didn't really know how to swim. I ran into a guy that swam from Notre Dame that I went to high school with, and he's like, what are you doing? And I said, I want to be a SEAL. He's like, not like that.
Yeah,
get in the pool.
But also, your physical prowess, you were in no shape to become a SEAL.
No, it was just average. I wasn't really good at pull-ups. I learned the hard way. You need to do pull-ups, and the only way to get better is to do more of them. If you're looking for special attention in the military, just show up without being able to do pull-ups, and they'll give you the attention you want.
Sure.
So that was an adventure going through there, and then it was only going to be a 4-year thing, come back and have some stories. And then it just turned into meeting the guys, meeting the other operators.
Right.
The book, The Operator, is about the life of the operator, and there's so many operators out there.
There are many more operations. You had 400 successful missions. Yes. When you were team captain, you never lost.
Well, as a team leader and a team member, we didn't have one guy hurt in 400 missions. This is a group anywhere from 7 to 20, depending on what we're doing. But we were just very, very fortunate, very good at what we did, and we followed our rules. 3
of your missions have become big movies. Let's talk about what do people not know about the Captain Phillips rescue?
What they didn't know is that we didn't go there to kill the guys. We didn't go in there with, we need to shoot these guys. We just need to rescue the hostage. How do we do it? And our snipers were so good, so prepared that when something very, very dangerous was happening, like I described in the book, they saw it and they took the opportunity, took the shots, basically put the history of the SEAL teams on their shoulders and fired. And it was so awesome. What they said, though, is like, I remember talking to the lead sniper, and I said, he's in the book too. I said, you just did the most amazing thing in the history of the SEAL teams. He said, yeah, cool. Can we go home now? It's like, all right, job well done.
Let's talk about the extraction of lone survivor Marcus Luttrell. What don't people know about that?
They don't know that it was just a huge, it was watching everyone from the Marine Corps, the Rangers, SEALs, everyone come together. We knew that we had to get we're missing 2 snipers. We sort of know where he is. All we know is they're not going to fly us in there. So we had to walk in, and 10 hours into it, we realized, oh, we didn't call home yet. Our family just knows a bunch of SEALs died in a helicopter.
Right.
We haven't called back home, and so everybody was either consoling the widows or thinking they're a widow, but they don't want to go home. I described how my wife at the time went home and dropped a bib in the front yard, walked inside. My daughter dropped a bib. They didn't notice. My neighbor noticed. He grabbed it out of the yard and rang the doorbell to give it to her, but he was in his uniform. So she looks out, she's like, that's it, Rob's dead. And so she answered the door, and my neighbor, Ron, actually finished the story better. He said, yeah, she opened the door. I said, you dropped it. She punched me in the face and closed the door. But they don't know the other side, what the families went through, what the parents. It's easier to go to war than it is to send someone to war.
Of course, your most famous mission is the mission that killed Osama bin Laden. Something new that people don't know is one of the wives actually got shot.
That is true. One of the wives going up the stairs got shot at some point. And she's actually, it's interesting in the book because we took some of the interview from the wife Amal, what she said she saw on our way up the stairs too. So it's an interesting, really interesting part in there. It's one of those things, like, it doesn't matter how it happened, bin Laden's dead. We were sent to do it, and we went with the best pilots in the world, the best air crew in the world, and the best operators in the world. We were able to do it as a team. No one ever does anything by themselves. Complete team effort all the way back to the agencies that found him. It's just an incredible story.
Was killing bin Laden the best thing you ever did or the worst thing?
We haven't figured that out yet. It's something I can close my eyes and I can picture what happened. I know what happened, and it's been great as far as 9/11 survivor families and the people that survived, to tell them the closure. We did find him. It was a great American. It's a victory for America, and we should be proud of it. It's a historical book. It's a patriotic book, and there's nothing wrong with being proud of great accomplishments.
Absolutely. It's a great book.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks.
All right. Rob O'Neill, check it out. It is called The Operator.